Based on the novel of the same name, this movie tells a story about a middle-aged professor who is vacationing in Greece over the summer. As soon as she arrives, her obsession with Nina and her daughter causes her to reminisce about her experience with motherhood. This movie explores the challenges of motherhood from different perspectives. They each have their own challenges with learning how to be a mother, but their struggles lead to the question of whether a woman has the maternal instinct or they grow into the role. First of all, this movie is an actor's showcase more than anything else. The acting is easily on display. Olivia Colman, who plays the main character, is really good. Unfortunately, the movie itself is more of a disappointment. The story as a whole is unsatisfying and frustrating. The movie offers some kinds of a mystery to the audience, with a handful of dubious events raising questions. It has a lot of build-up, and some of the scenarios are actually intriguing, but mostly they are threatened to bore. For every element that strikes your fancy, at least one other has you scratching your head. The audiences aren't let in on the direction that the movie wants to take for a considerable amount of time. The film story is a slow burner, and it all just meanders too much, with repetitive sequences of rowdiness and discord. Ultimately, the story isn't engaging enough to warrant a straightforward recounting, which makes the timeline gimmick and gaps in explanations even more disappointing. The movie tries to complicate an uncomplicated premise. To make it worse, the payoff is next to nothing. The final moments are disappointing, making the rest of the movie feel like something of a waste. There's also a problem in the character. Watching how a mother with kid is struggling, she sees her younger self, but despite attempting to be a role model of sorts, she doesn't do enough to excuse her selfish nature, making her an inexplicably unrepentant character. This also results in the film primarily focusing on Colman's performance, which frustratingly prevents Dakota Johnson and Jessie Buckley, who are both really good, from expanding their roles. The movie fails to capture what makes the novel stands out as well. One of the most fascinating aspects of the novel is the way her actions are left unexplained. It's about the inconsistencies, ambiguities, and sheer incoherence of love. Its nuance is very good. The film adaptation, on the other hand, mostly renders explicit all of the things that the novel doesn't make so readily apparent. The movie relies heavily on flashbacks for this explanatory function, which constantly interrupt Colman's performance. The artistic approach that the movie has taken heightens its psychological tone, but unfortunately, it takes away the sentimentality behind the main character's emotional journey. The dialogue is not helped either by the close-up shots that border on pretentious and the drawn-out narrative that prolongs the suffering of its key characters. Overall, the themes of this movie are always present, but they are never really given a proper platform. With such a build-up but with minimum payoff, this movie ends up really frustrating to watch. We do not recommend this movie at all.